Hello all. I posted some videos and using a PowerPoint to capture my picture, my video, and I felt that maybe some of the students can't open it because they can't download the videos on PowerPoint. The computer might not be strong. Just to be in the safe side, I am making this additional videos. And this additional video is the same lecture that I use PowerPoint just to make sure that in case if students couldn't download those videos, they can at least see. I am going to publish this one in YouTube. That way, everybody will have the opportunity to listen to the lectures. And here is start from slide number 4. That in this slide it talks about we are talking about every month we have 565,000 new businesses start in the US. The book is around 6 years old. Here at the bottom you see 2014. Therefore this number might have slightly changed, and it's 6 years old, but overall the concepts stay the same. If 500,000 new businesses start in the US, and we divide that number by 50 states, we see that every month 10,000 new businesses start in every state. Of course, the state of West Virginia has less population compared to a state of California, for example, with 50 million population. And for that reason, most likely in the state of West Virginia, my guess is that maybe every month we get 1,000 businesses start here in the state of West Virginia. Therefore, therefore, these entrepreneurs are contributing significantly to the development of economic development. And here it says 12% of adults are trying to start business in the US, which is great in the US. Means that the people are very active. And here is written GEM, that is Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, that monitors how many people start. And most of the people who start businesses are between 35 to 44 years old. Of course, we do have people, another category, which is 55 to 64, also start a lot of business. That's when the people retire, get close to retirement. And here, excuse me, here is the entrepreneurship by the country. And as you see, in the United States, we have 12% of the people are involved in entrepreneurship. And in the case of China, if you look at here, this line is for China, 25% of adults are involved in entrepreneurship. And also this is called entrepreneurship friendly nations. Denmark is at the highest score is 1. And then when it comes down, the United States is 0.72 behind Canada. I was impressed to see that Canada has a score of 74. And what it means is that entrepreneurship friendly. For example, these countries maybe provide capital for the people, banks give good loans to start the business, and technology is ready for them to get started. And also they motivate there are good education for entrepreneurship. But some countries like Uganda, for example, it is 0.1. These are at the bottom of the list in terms of, if you are an entrepreneur, you'll always like to be in these countries. That way you get enough support. Now we go that who are the entrepreneurs? They are the ones who take a risk, and of course they take calculated risk, and hoping to get a profit, and they try to find problems, and they try to solve the problems by putting the resources together. And what are the characteristics of entrepreneurs? They desire for responsibilities. They control the resources, and also they like to take risks, but moderate risks, and they in fact want to eliminate risks. And it's not good to take crazy risk like gamblers. Therefore, calculated risk, and they have confidence in themselves. They are determined, and they are very energetic, and they think about the future oriented people. These are future oriented people, and they have organizational skills, and they look at the value that they created is more important for them than the money that they make. And also they have a high degree of commitment, and they have tolerance for ambiguity, because they know they can run into confusion, they can run into problems, they go and solve. And they have flexibility, they work hard, and they have they are very serious. And here is that they have asked the people, what are the important things for entrepreneurs to be successful? The people overall, 96%, they said that prior industry experience is important. And you all know, if someone has experience and get into entrepreneurship, will be, successful. And the lessons that they learn from, after that, this is important. After that, having a strong management, and then learning from the mistakes that they make, the failures, their mistake, it helps them to be, establish good fortune, of course, in important, and business networks, if they have connections in the business world, and even individual connections, they know a lot of people, therefore that can help them to start their own businesses. And benefits to entrepreneurship is that they create their own destiny. They decide what to do, how long they are, when they wake up. Therefore they have their control over what they do, and they can make a difference, and they can do what they are interested in, and they can reap impressive profits. You see, I copied this one as a subject of my discussion on the discussion board. I posted this impressive subject for this week's discussion for myself. You will pick one of these as area. Anything in this video, you can pick and post it on the discussion board, and write some explanations as a part of your participation. And these entrepreneurs are contribute to the society. But some of them can come up with great ideas, solve problems, and they are enjoying their work, and they have fun with it. But what are the challenges for entrepreneurship? It's uncertainty of income. In US they say that start a small businesses, sometimes when you start for 2 years in a row, you might lose money until you show profitability. Therefore, the income is uncertain, and maybe they lose all of their money. Many businesses, maybe I think almost 30% of the businesses, they lose. They fail in the first few years. Then after 5-6 years, maybe 60 of them go bankrupt. Anyhow, long hours of work, and low quality of life, and of course they face these entrepreneurs, they face stress, and it's a complete responsibility, and sometimes it becomes discouraging. And one of the things about entrepreneurship, it has diversity. There we see diversified group of people like women, minorities, immigrants, families, corporations, and cast-offs and dropouts. These two groups are the ones, and retired. Suppose sometimes corporations, someone is highly educated, goes to the company, they don't hire him, or they lay him off, and then the person comes out and starts his or her own business. And sometimes the people, executives, they leave it voluntarily because they have so much skills, they come and start their own businesses. Therefore, in the communities, they look at entrepreneurs as heroes, and there are education related to entrepreneurship, and a lot of services are picking up in entrepreneurship, and they can have this independent lifestyle, and there are international opportunities for entrepreneurs. And here it shows about the e-commerce, how it has been growing in the past from 2010 to 2016. In 2010, we had $177 billion. Then after 1 year, $30 billion added, and by 2016, we had $327 billion. By now, we have reached maybe because it's 2020, maybe half a trillion, or more than that, maybe $600 billion. And half of it is done by Amazon, means $300 billion almost. E-commerce is done by Amazon. The rest of it is in the US. And as you see, is that these are the minorities who have been fortunate to increase their businesses since 2002. Look at here, Hispanics, they increased their businesses. I mean, new businesses started by Spanish people. 40% increase we had. That means if 100 businesses in this town we had by in 2002, for example. Now we have 140. That means and then Afro Americans have started a lot of businesses, 60% increase Asian, and therefore that this chart relates to minorities. And age group, if you look at here, between 35 to 44, 40% gets involved in that entrepreneurship, while between 655 to 64 gets involved in, these two are very close to each other. And this green one is interesting because the people come close to their retirement. And then we have different groups of entrepreneurs, young people, women, minority, immigrants, part-time, and a lot of entrepreneurs do use home-based entrepreneur, businesses. Home-based, imagine that I want to be a tutor and I go and register a company and then I become a tutor. It's a home-based business and I teach online, tutor, I help students online. That's a home-based business. And many businesses are family-owned and corporate entrepreneurs. Those are the ones who means two people, wife and husband. So, for example, we talked about the corporate cast-offs, corporate dropouts, and these are the people who leave the companies. And then social entrepreneurs, very important type of entrepreneurship. These social entrepreneurs are the ones that they are not necessarily looking at big time money. They want to solve a problem. And retiring baby boomers also start their own businesses. And then we come here and it says that makeup of the and small businesses make up 99.7 of the 2.27 million businesses in the US. But you see how many small businesses there are here. These big businesses are very few. It's in Hardy County. If I ask you how many small businesses we have, we might have hundreds of them. But how many big businesses we have, you might end up and say we have only 2. Therefore, small businesses contribute significantly. Then they employ 50% of the workforce and they can create a lot of new jobs and therefore just to show you how important these small companies are. And nations, they provide 50% of gross domestic products in the US and they account for 47%. Half of the business sales are from small businesses. Therefore, we shouldn't think that everything is coming from Walmart. These small businesses are contributing half of the accounts, and they create 13 times more patent than large companies. And therefore, it shows that how important. This is an interesting chart and shows half of the small businesses are involved in services. What do we mean by services? Let's say a doctor's office or an accounting, these are services that we provide. Someone has, let's say someone has the home-based businesses, babysitting business, that's a service. Therefore, and then insurance companies and finance 10%, retail is only 18%, 11, 12%, wholesale, manufacturing and construction. And then we have entrepreneurs that they are putting a lot of efforts and therefore if they don't make it, that's a part of the process. They learn from it and then they hopefully start a new business. And here it shows the businesses that start every year. These are the blue ones are the ones that start. Green ones are the ones that shut down every year. Some of these green ones might have been in business for 30 years. They shut down. And then, as you see, we have more businesses starting than closing. However, in 2008 and 2009, we had more businesses closing than starting. The green lines are greater than the blue lines. And it is because that was the housing crash. Therefore, that was the cause. And most likely this year we'll have a lot of that green line is going to be way bigger than the blue line because of this coronavirus. Avoiding pitfalls of the, know your business in depth, go and study periodicals and then know about, learn as much as you can if you want to start your own business. Have a good business plan and then know how to finances work and can read financial statements where, many business students have taken accounting and learn how to manage people and set your business apart from the competition. The services that you have, are they better than your competitors? If they are not, then better your prices be better than your competitors. The people should come to you for a reason, and that's why you want to set it apart from, and also maintain a positive attitude and have an important part of the enterprise system. And this was mainly our whole discussion. I make this video for for those students who cannot watch my videos in the PowerPoint. I want everybody to get the lecture, and therefore I am happy that I could put this together for students who cannot download those PowerPoints because of poor internet connection, because this video will be on YouTube, and hopefully you all can watch this one if you couldn't watch the other PowerPoint.